Hey guys, welcome back to LAN For today's video, we are going to show you or discuss with you how to fix lag and FPS stuttering easily in Marvel Rivals. So if you're interested, let's start a tutorial. So in this case, if you're having problems with Marvel Rivals here and it's stuttering and you are getting some lag, well in this case there are going to be a few things that you could try. So first is let's go and fix the issue for lagging. Now, if you're lagging here, typically speaking, this is because of some issues with your interconnectivity. But this can also affect or be because of the servers that you're currently accessing on Marvel Rivals. Now, if you're not aware, if you click on play at the top left here and click on the top right here, as you can see, this is your current server. Now, you can go ahead and click on it. And from here, you should be able to choose which servers you could actually connect to. As you can see, mine or the optimal servers from, in my case, is going to be Singapore and Tokyo. So you can go ahead and enable those servers if you want to. Now, if for some reason, like for example, you're being redirected to a server that you don't want to connect, like for example, you're being connected to the Latin America here. So what you could do is you just need to remove the check on it to get the most out of the game. So again, only choose the servers that is optimal here. So in my case, if you see it green here, make sure that you turn that on. Now let's go and click on confirm to see where it changes. Now, another thing you could do here is you could actually access your settings at the top right here. You could go to settings, and you could also access the network diagnostics here by going to other. You could go ahead and click on run diagnostics, and from here you could choose your server. Now, the great thing about network diagnostics here is it actually detects which, in this case, what way you're having issues with in here. Like for example, if you're the issue itself is going to be your device and your router here, it should show you that. As you can see, mine is pretty good. So my device to my router is just 1 ms, which is good. Now my router to my ISP gateway is around 20 ms. Now from ISP to game servers, it's around 40 ms, which in turn is pretty good. Now if you do see any connection issues here, for example, your router is having some issues connecting to ISP or ISP gateway here, I would recommend you to restart your router and see if that solves your issue. Now you can go ahead and click on rerun diagnostics here, or even do a net probe here if you want. But yeah, so this is a cool tool here that you could use inside the game itself. It's just something cool because you could actually see which what connection you're having problems with. Now, if you're having issues with your, like for example, your FPS is stuttering, well, what you need to do is you need to go to your settings here, and you want to go to your display. Now on the display, what I would recommend you to try doing here is to basically adjust your settings. Now first is going to be your graphics. Now depending on what you're using right now, I would recommend you to basically optimize it first. Go ahead and click on optimize. It will automatically detect which is the best settings for your PC. Now in my case, if you have like only a average or a mid-tier type of computer, it will use medium here. Now you can still use the higher one here. The medium is just going to be the most optimal, which in this case will be reduce the chances of you actually having FPS stutters. But then again, like for example, if medium is going to be the recommended one for you and you're still having that FPS stuttering, what I recommend you doing here is you want to change it to low. Now you could also choose medium here and reduce a few things. Like for example, you could basically reduce the texture detail here. Could also reduce the effect detail as well, and here, and you could also reduce the other information, other settings here. But then again, this is just for preference. But again, I would recommend you to try doing here is reduce or turn down the quality by 1 level. So if you're medium, so the recommended one is medium, maybe try low. And also another thing you could do here is you could go to your FPS. Now, in this case, like for example, I have my FPS here. So you could go ahead and enable FPS here if you have that enabled here. And basically what it will do is it will limit your FPS to a certain degree. So meaning that, for example, if you're getting like 120 FPS whenever you're playing, what I would recommend you try doing here is to basically turn it down or limit your FPS. Like for example, limit only to 110 if you're like getting 120 for your FPS. So this actually removes or in this case reduce your chances of getting those stutters whenever you're playing. But yeah, so in this case, that's about it. Hopefully this video was able to help you. Like and subscribe to LAN. Thank you for watching.